Namaste. SWAMY THIRUNAL with the basic lessons in spirituality. Hope you follow me. Today I am going to discuss a type of meditation which is called Bhavana Dhyana. That's meditation through imagination. How does it work? It works on the philosophy that the world is the result of your imagination. This world that we understand, that we see, we feel, we touch, this world is the result of your imagination. It is a dream. That's what the yogis have understood through their deep meditation, and they have conveyed that truth to us. Well, if the whole world is an imagination, then imagining something in this imagination is a perfect way of inquiry. If the world is a result of your imagination, what you imagine strongly has to become truth. We have already seen that we are Jivatmas, and our ultimate aim is to dissolve in Paramatma. When I enter into the Paramatma state, then I am the creator, I am the preserver, and I am the destroyer. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, I am a great ocean in which Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva are only the waves. That state is described with the Veda mantra, Aham Brahmasmi. I am the ultimate one. You believe that you are a limited person, you believe that you are a human being, you believe that you have a body, you have a mind, you have five senses and intellect and all these things, and you are attached with all these things. So you identify the world with these identifications. If you don't have a body, how will people identify you? How will you identify yourself? So you have a body, you have five senses, you can see, you can hear, you can touch, you can think, you can feel, you can imagine. And whatever that is around you is attached to you, and you are attached now. Or you are the sum totality of all these things that you think yours or connected with you. I and mine. If these two expressions are not there in our mind, the world will be very different. Unfortunately, because we are in an illusion, we identify with the body, we identify with our family, our friends, our knowledge, our titles, our money, bank account, nation, religion, and all these things. That's how you interpret yourself. But all these things end in 100 years. Nothing matters after that. So, these things do not give us a clear version of ourselves. That's the theory behind that. So, imagine that you are in your last birth. You will take hundreds, millions of births until you realize that you are the real Jivatma who is very powerful. As Gita says, something that can't be burned by fire, destroyed by the wind or the water. Bhagavan tells Arjuna that your real soul cannot be destroyed at all. But unfortunately, you identify yourself with the body and prestige, importance, health, and all these things. So that is an interpretation that you have in your mind. Come out of that interpretations. Meet that person called you, the real you. He is a soul, not a body. Not a man, not a woman, not a young man, a boy, a girl, not a politician, not the President of India. He is just a soul who has nothing to do with anything in this world. My Guru one day said, when one person dies, his soul comes out of the body and turns to the body and says, "Oh, What a pity. I was imprisoned in this body. The soul will ask. Many people are afraid to die because they don't know what is happening after death. After death, you become a free person. The soul becomes free. And it takes a look at the body and says, oh, this was my prison. It's just like a driver coming out of the car and looking at the car. The driver has no connection with the car, but when he is in the car, he feels that he is a part of the car. Like that. Okay. So you take millions of births sometimes, maybe some hundreds or whatever that is. And finally, you get the realization or botham that you are a soul and not a body. It's not easy to reach that path. I know that many of you will find these lessons very strange. All these things true, you may ask. Why you feel that it's not true? Because you have not seen the real truth. The fish can never think that it is in water. It's a part and parcel of the water. But once it comes out and looks back, it understands that, oh, the world is different, not that. Similarly, when you liberate yourself, the soul feels so happy. And then it understands that it was only a dream. The whole life was a dream. Well, there is a birth in which you will realize it. Sometimes in this birth, sometimes in next birth, or after hundreds of births. When that birth comes to you, you will be free from Maya, the illusion. And you will feel that all this materialistic pressure, these pressures and pleasures, isn't it? Both these things are just illusion. It is just because I am attached to my body and my mind that I feel all these things are real. That's a feeling that came to all the spiritualists in the world by their birth. That's why Christ stepped out of his house. That's why Siddhartha, who later became Buddha, went out of the palace. That's why Shankaracharya went to Himalayas in a very early age. All these saints, all these persons who realized God, they had this feeling in mind. I am not an ordinary person. It is these pleasures and all these things, they are not for me. I have come with a different mission. And they ask the question, who am I really? Who am I? Am I the body, my mind, my intellect, my name, my father's son, my mother's son, my lover, my children? This question becomes concrete in you. If you are totally in Maya, these questions will never arise. But in one birth, you will be totally convinced from the very beginning that I have come for a spiritual search. I want to liberate myself from the clutches of the Maya, from this deep hypnosis. Naturally, he develops what is called Vairagya. Vairagya means detachment. In one life, you are going to be that. And you may sit in a cave in deep meditation. Only in that life, you will understand that this life is just a dream. One day, Jawaharlal Nehru, our first Prime Minister, visited a Buddhist monk. He was traveling to a Buddhist colony and he met a Buddhist monk. He had a Gurukulam and all that, a school and all that of spirituality. And then that monk told him that there is a person who has come from London. He was also a student of Cambridge. He is a doctor and he is staying in a cave here for the last 5-6 years. He is meditating. So Nehru wanted to meet him. It's a story, I don't know if it is a part of history or not. Well, there's a message in that story. That's what I tell you this. Nehru went to the cave and met him and had talked with him. And Nehru asked him a very logical question. He asked the doctor, Doctor, when I was traveling through all these places, I found a lot of villages. Very poor people living in these villages, very unhealthy people. Even the children are very unhealthy. And you are a doctor. Why can't you use your time, your life, to help them? What's the meaning of sitting here in deep meditation without doing anything, without doing any service to human beings? Why you're like this? Then the man smiled and said, Nehru, you studied in Cambridge University, and I know that you are a very well-known person. I also know that you are a knowledgeable person. I just want to ask you a question. Why do you waste your time as the Prime Minister of a country? Why don't you come here, sit and meditate with me? See, as Rudyard Kipling said, the East and the West, they will never meet, he said. See, whether you are in the East or the West, whether you are in Antarctica or Alaska, that doesn't matter anything. But one thing is sure, unless you are really in the path of spirituality, these things will just be stories for you. Maybe interesting stories. Okay, in some birth I will have a try on that. Like that you may think. But if you are serious in the path of spirituality, things are different. So, there will be a birth in which you become very, very serious. And you can't exist without that knowledge of God. Your heart will be craving for that spiritual truth. In that birth, you will sit in deep meditation. You will find out a guru and take advices from him, learn from him the art of spirituality, the science of spirituality, and then sit in a cave somewhere in the Himalayas or somewhere in deep meditation, trying to find the truth, knocking on the doors of wisdom. Just imagine that you are in that life. That is Bhavana Dhyan. You sit in a corner of your house in a cool day, quiet day. If you want some spiritual music or something, you can play it on the net to give an atmosphere. Sit outside or inside house. Sit in a comfortable position. If you can sit in an asana like Padmasana, Vajrasana, whatever that is good. But if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Just sit in any position you want. A position in which you can relax. Then have this that chanting continuously. Then you will come into concentration. Then imagine that you are in the last birth. You are meditating on the truth. You are meditating on Mahadeva, the absolute truth, or Mahavishnu, whatever that is, or according to your religious belief, and gone meditating. If there is a mantra for you, you have a convenient mantra, you can chant this mantra, but know that these mantras are just like ladder. It helps you only to step up. Okay. Sit in meditation, ask the body to relax, step by step the feet relax, the thighs relax, the abdomen relax, the stomach, abdomen, everything relaxes, the shoulders, head, everything relaxes. Just tell the body that, ask them to relax, they will relax. Then the internal organs, the brain, the heart, the lungs, like that, relax. The kidneys. Then ask your mind to relax. Just tell the mind, relax, relax, and relax. The mind will relax. Then imagine that this is your last birth and you are sitting in deep and deep meditation to know the truth. Up to that, I can guide you. After that, it is your leap. As Swami Chinmayan Maharaj said, it's just like jumping in a pole vault. You can use a stick up to a particular height. After that, it is you who jump. So, best of luck. Imagine your last birth. Sit in a cool place. If you can sit in nature, very good. Then, if you can't concentrate, play some music, very soft music, which can help you in meditation. And then slowly, step by step, relax the body, relax the mind, and then start imagining that you are in the last verse, sitting in the cave and meditating on Mahadeva. You are really the Mahadeva. You are the Supreme Soul. Try to dehypnotize yourself. Slowly, day by day, you will know that you are progressing in it. And one day, in meditation, the truth will dawn upon you. Then you will know that all these silly things that SWAMY THIRUNAL told you are true. Best of luck.